Hello everyone and welcome back to F123 for the final video that I have planned for this game, for the time being at least. I will come back to it at some point in the future, but yeah, for now we will soon be shifting our attention to F124, but there is one thing I have not done in this game yet in terms of new circuits, and that is Las Vegas. We did Losail a while ago. Now it's time for Las Vegas. So yeah, we'll see what the circuit is like, and just like we did at Losail, we will do a safety car lap at at the circuit and see what it's like. I don't really know this circuit at all, other than watching that one round last year. Yeah, I really don't know what to expect from this circuit. I have no form of circuit map in my head, so each corner is a new surprise. So yeah, struggling for traction a little bit. That's going to be interesting in Formula 1 through there. Quite tight first couple of corners to deal with there. A little bit Singapore style, maybe those corners. I'm trying to think of something to compare it to. This track did, ouch, that hurt, did remind me a bit of a few of the other street circuits, I suppose, that we've had over the years. It's sort of I don't know, it's got a little bit of Hanoi, a little bit of Singapore, a little bit of Jeddah about it. So yeah, there's certainly elements of circuits we've seen before, but yeah, given how narrow this circuit is and how close the barriers are, it's a whole different beast. But it'll be interesting to see what it's like in a Formula 1 car. Obviously, some of these corners that are a struggle in the safety car will be easy flat in an F1 car. This is an awkward corner, like ridiculously awkward. The that exit wall really comes in almost in line with the apex. I mean, in reality not quite, but that's really what it feels like. You just get off the apex and already you've got the exit wall sort of jutting in front of you. So that's it's going to be a very, very tricky one to manage in the race, especially that inside curb on that corner. So we'll have to watch out for that. Couldn't even get it stopped for the next couple of corners, but we'll get it spun around and we'll go again as we head through this next little triplet of corners. Another sort of left section that leads on to what is essentially the start-finish straight. There's just one flat-out left-hander between now and the end of the lap, and we do have to slow down a little bit in the safety car, but F1, that'll be easy flat. So that's a lap at Las Vegas. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into qualifying. We'll see what we can do. We're going to be driving as Logan Sargent for this one, the home favourite, so we'll see what we can do. Because this is a Williams, I decided I will turn the difficulty down a little bit for this one compared to what we had at Losail, and hopefully that will help us be competitive, and we can fight for a decent points position, or maybe even a podium. I might try to judge it so that we can be towards the front, but I'm not sure. It's going to be a bit of a guess as to how this goes. But yeah, we're making our way through the lap, and I'm very fortunate to be behind one of the Ferraris, which is definitely proving helpful to not only get a little bit of slipstream, but also just to be a bit of a guidance around the lap. But now we've actually got a bit of a run here, and we might be able to go for the move down the inside into the next couple of corners. This straight is so long, it's ridiculous, but we'll go for the move and get it done. Seems like we've got some pretty good top speed as we get a little bit sideways through that sequence, but we'll bring it around to the line now, and we almost hit the inside wall there, but we go fastest. We'll drop down into second by the end of the session, but yeah, it seems that even with my first lap in an F1 car, the pace is pretty good. So I think what I'm going to do is basically end qualifying here. I won't do any laps in Q2. We'll start down in P15, and we'll turn the difficulty up a little bit, and yeah, get into the race.
Welcome to Las Vegas, and for Formula One, it's welcome back to Las Vegas. No longer do we race in the Caesars Palace car park. Tonight, the time is right to go racing in the street. Well, tonight we go racing around the bright lights of Las Vegas, 3.8 miles under the Nevada night sky and thousands of neon lights. There are landmarks everywhere you look, punctuating the 17 corners and 2 DRS zones. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Russell, Fernando Alonso, Perez, Norris, Stroll, Albon, Ocon, Gasly, Oscar Piastri, Leclerc, Bottas, Sainz, Sargent, Tsunoda, Joe, Ricciardo, Magnussen, and Nico Hülkenberg rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. And joining me once again in the commentary box today is, of course, former World Endurance Champion Anthony Davidson. Now, can I get your take on Max Verstappen?
Well, it was a really impressive lap in qualifying to get pole position, but are they going to be able to hold on to the lead into the first corner with so many quick starters around them? And apart from that, keep an eye out for anyone getting a good launch from the midfield. You see it happen from time to time, and it can really throw a spanner into the races of the quicker cars and push them into a more risky strategy.
Alrighty then, so here we are on the grid for the Las Vegas Grand Prix, and we have some interesting strategy options here. A three-stop, 3 sets of softs, 2 mediums, or 2 softs and 2 mediums are the options. Generally one to favour the harder compounds, especially because the difference isn't that much. I tried various combinations of a 2-stop and it just seems like it's not going to work. So the 3-stop is the way to go, it seems. So that's what we're going to do. 2 softs, 2 mediums, and we'll see where that puts us by the end of the race. 5 red lights are on. We're starting on a bit of an angle here. It's lights out and away we go, and we'll immediately cut to the inside. I did almost try to line the car up in the grid box on a slight angle, just straighten myself out towards the first corner. Wasn't able to do that too much, but yeah, that was a very interesting way to get this race started. But Max Verstappen's got the jump from pole position, leads the way for the moment, as we've gained a whole bunch of places off the start, and we're all the way up into position number 9, and we're looking strong at the moment. So we've gained 6 places, big dive down the inside, and a bit of slight contact with our own teammate there, no less. But we've made another position and moved ourselves ahead of Lance Stroll.
Mind that front wing, it's going to need replacing if it takes too much damage. No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving.
So a bit of front wing damage from that, but it sounds like it's not too serious at the moment. And judging by our mid-corner speed there, it looks like we're going to be okay for a while. And look at the straight line speed we've got building up here as we are weaving a bit on the straight. But yeah, this could make things interesting. I'm not sure how bad the damage is until we, get into some longer corners. But we'll go for the move around the outside of our teammate in the braking zone. He fights back late there as we run side by side, and Albon is able to hold on. So yeah, we are struggling a little bit with our teammate, but we'll have another go at it potentially into turn 1, and we might have some better luck here. Late on the brakes, down the inside, we run slightly deep, but that helps us get the move done, and we move ourselves ahead. But Albon's not done with us yet. He's down the inside once again, and we are really fighting for this one, but we managed to hold on once again. So yeah, we seem to have alright pace. We just need to not make any mistakes, which is very tricky to do when you're learning a new circuit. And yeah, we'll need to make sure we hold off our teammate as well. But as we continue on, we've got Sergio Perez in front of us now, so let's see if we can make a move on Sergio Perez, looking high and low on this very long back straight. We'll eventually make the move to the outside. Well, let's see if we can carry the speed in, and we'll bit of a moment there, but we'll get the move done on Perez regardless. And as we continue on though, Perez gets back through, and oh, big dive back around the outside. There's not a lot of space to work with there, and we ultimately backed out of that one. But we're having a decent scrap here with Sergio Perez, but he's able to hold on. We go deep into turn 1, and we lose out to our teammate there. And yeah, things are slowly getting worse for us. Almost out into the wall there, maybe even grazed it slightly, and straight off the road there into the runoff, into the escape road. And yeah, that's dropped us to the back of the field. And yeah, I don't know what happened really. The I think front wing damage either was affecting the tires, or was just getting progressively worse. But either way, it wasn't good. But anyway, coming to pit lane, I'm so used to Gran Turismo that I completely forgot that speeding in pit lane was a thing. So there's a 5-second penalty for us that we're going to have to deal with, and they didn't even change the front wing.
Job on the turn in there, mate. Looks like a nice stop time. We're happy with that one. Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross onto the track.
Well, that's a frustrating one. Now, if we want the front wing change, we'll have to stop again. Or I could try to cause a safety car, which is what I'm doing here, and basically just reset the race without having to do a full restart. So that was my plan. I stopped to try and bring out a safety car. But in the end...
Okay, so that's a red flag, no overtaking, and let's get back into the pits, please.
We brought out the red flag with that, so... yeah, a bit extreme, but anyway, we've got this to deal with now.
Good chance to change our strategy for the rest of the Grand Prix if we want to.
So, yeah, let's see what our options are from this point forwards. We're going to stay on soft tyres for the next stint, and then 2 medium stints to the end. So the strategy will essentially be the same as it was before. So yeah, not much changes in terms of strategy. We'll be at the back of the field, and we're essentially just going to have a slightly shorter race.
In just a moment. Stand by.
So let's go again to the second lot of 5 red lights. Away we go, and we'll see what we can do on this start. I'm thinking this time I'm just going to play it safe and not try and rush it.
With tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
And thankfully they did fix the damage under the red flag. I assume they would try to do that, but you never know. But our car is in full working order once again, and yeah, oh, that is Lando Norris smoking away there, and that is a mechanical failure for Lando Norris. So that's a free position for us up into P19. But yeah, I just made sure I was settled into a rhythm before I went making any overtakes in this stint. We have plenty of time, so yeah, we're just going to take it easy. And now that things have calmed down,
DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled.
Big double dive down the inside, and there's a couple of overtakes made there. But yeah, nothing to settle down. We can work our way through the field now that there's a couple of gaps we have to work with. That was our problem, trying to make overtakes at the start. We made a nice move, but Alex Albon was right there, in the space we sort of needed to be able to effectively make that move, and we ran straight into the back of him. So, we're in a good position now, as we've got a little battle going on in front of us, as Nico Hulkenberg and Esteban Ocon are going at it, and Hulkenberg is going to hold on to the position head of Esteban Ocon as we get the run on the Frenchman, and we'll move ourselves up and around the outside of Esteban Ocon, and now tucked in behind Hulkenberg. It actually took us a couple of laps to get a good run on Hulkenberg, but we will eventually make the move on the German, as he's in behind Pierre Gasly there. And now we've got the other Frenchman in the other Alpine in front of us, as Hulkenberg's not quite done with us. We were a bit deep, and Hulkenberg was able to switch it back, but we're, I think, going to hold on to the position now as we get the DRS open, and that gives us a whole bunch of straight line speed, and we'll make our way past Pierre Gasly like he's standing still. Listen to that engine screaming on the rev limiter there, as we now finally slow down into the braking zone. That is such a long straight, it's kind of ridiculous. Anyway, bit of a moment as on the exit we've been hit, and I think that must have been Pierre Gasly, and a safety car immediately deployed. Pierre Gasly, red flag is out once again, the second red flag in this race. Goodness me. We'll have a look at a replay to see exactly what happened. Here's the onboard with Pierre Gasly, and he just did not understand what was happening there. I went wide, and obviously, the wall's right there. I have to, drive straight, and Hulkenberg did a good job to not make that situation any worse. And wheel off for Gasly. A lot of positions lost for myself.
Done all right so far, but this is a chance to take a breath. We've got another half of this race to go, and there's still a big opportunity there.
So, yeah, no strategy change. 2 sets of mediums to the end for us. But Gasly just straight into us as we were wide.
Deja vu here, but there's a good opportunity to get this start spot on. Come on.
And just a very clumsy incident. But we're underway once again, out of a lowly starting position here, down back to where we started this race. We'll go for the dive down the inside into turn 1 though, bit of 3 wide action, and why not, because that's going to help us gain a bunch of positions here, and we're all the way up into P11, so a good start for us in the third edition of the Las Vegas Grand Prix, as we try to make the move to the outside of our own teammate here, around the outside of Alex Albon, but we can't get the move done. We'll slot him behind for the time being. Eventually, when we come around to turn 1, we'll make the move down the inside. Can we get Piastri as well? He did see us coming, but we don't have the mid-corner speed to make that move stick. We'll just slot in behind and go again, as we were on a bit of an awkward line through the right-hander there. We might have to watch out for Albon on the exit. Looks like we'll be okay. Big dive down the inside of Oscar Piastri, and that was a nice and tidy move there to get that one done. And that is zone of the circuit, and we've made the move now up into 9th position, and here it is on replay. Didn't really see it much from that angle, but we'll see on board with Piastri. Very late on the brakes. Piastri saw us coming and didn't make that too difficult for us, as we were absolutely charging in. A little bit of a sideways moment on the exit as we were out wide there. But as we continue on, Piastri's not done with us yet, as he makes the move around the outside, and it's a drag race towards the next section, as Albon's down the inside as well, but we're able to hold on for the time being ahead of those two, but they're not done, as Albon tried to squeeze in on the left hand side there, and the front wing off for our teammate, unfortunately. So yeah, we haven't been a great teammate in this race. We've been fighting with Albon a lot, and
okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 1.9 seconds.
The pot has finally boiled over on that one. But anyway, as we continue to race on, we'll continue to gain positions, and we're all the way up into P7 now, as we've made the move on Charles Leclerc. So
great maneuver, you made it look so easy.
Overtaking a Ferrari now in this race, And as we continue on, we'll continue to gain ground. Big dive down the inside, a double move maybe there, and we get ahead of both Fernando Alonso and George Russell, and that moves us up into 4th position now.
Verstappen's just moved into 1st place.
And yeah, we've just got the 2 Red Bull cars and Lewis Hamilton in front of us now. And next up is Sergio Perez. We had to make a late switch to the left-hand side there, but with the straight line speed, the DRS open, we're ahead of Sergio Perez. And yeah, we are absolutely flying in this race. In this stint, very comfortable on these tyres. The softs, I felt like they weren't really working for me at times in both stints. Of course, in the first stint we had damage, which wasn't helping. But yeah, this time
Verstappen's in the pits.
it feels good.
No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving.
Verstappen and Hamilton were driving away though, but now they've made their stops.
Keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 9.0 seconds. Gap to your teammate behind is 38.7 seconds.
That does put us in the race lead, so it'll be interesting to see how the rest of the race plays out. We still have that 5-second penalty to serve due to you know, the other stops being made in red flag conditions.
Safety car
is out.
Reduce your pace.
And it is Fernando Alonso this time. And the 3rd stoppage in this race for Fernando Alonso. That car goes up in smoke. Charles Leclerc stops to say hello, as Leclerc, I think, wanted to get into pit lane. Alonso was sort of blocking pit entry a little bit there for a moment. But anyway, we are ready now. We can finally come into the pits for a non-red flag pit stop. And being Formula 1, you can serve your penalties in the pit lane even under safety car, which I still find extremely weird, but it's a thing. Anyway, we come out of pit lane.
Up to speed now, let's get some heat into those tyres.
And yeah, we now have a fresh set of tyres. We've cleared the penalty, and we're in good stead now for the rest of the race. In 5th position, we just need to overtake the couple of cars in front of us. We've got the newest tyres of the group now as well. So yeah, with a terrible restart there, we go very deep into turn 1. So yeah, just missed the cue on the restart, missed the braking point into turn 1. So it's been a messy restart to the race. But regardless, we're still in 5th position, and we can try and charge our way forwards through the field. Lance Stroll is our first target. We make our way through and get ahead of Stroll up into 4th position. So this should be fairly quick progress as we make the move down the inside. And we get ahead of George Russell there nice and cleanly. Just Hamilton and Verstappen in front of us now. So as we continue on, Lewis Hamilton, our next target, and we're chasing him all the way to the inside of the road. Now we'll make the move around the outside, and well, inside, outside, it doesn't really matter when you're on a straight as long as this, because we never even got to the corner before that battle was over. And then similar story with Verstappen. With the DRS, there's just nothing you can do to hold a car back. And unfortunately that works both ways as this straight line battle continues. We can go super late on the brakes around the outside. Verstappen fights back though, and this is getting pretty feisty, this little battle for the race lead here. And time is ticking in this race as we are almost 80% of the way through the race now. It is getting to that critical phase towards the end where the track position really does matter. I do know that my tyres probably won't last as well as Verstappen's, just being a Williams and being my driving. So it's going to be interesting to see how this battle continues to play out. But right now the DRS is proving to be the single most important factor as we go squabbling again into that section. And it's always that massive straight that does it. But if we can break DRS and get a 1.5 second gap ahead of Verstappen, that might be enough for us to hold on. But now side by side through here, so this battle is not going anywhere. If anything, it's only growing more intense between the two of us. And Verstappen again gets through. Again, we'll go late on the brakes down the inside to hold on to the position, and we'll maintain first place for the time being. A bit of a slide there, but I think we'll be okay to hold on for now as we continue on lap 47 now. So just 4 laps to go, including this one.
Okay, we've lost a position. That's us down a place.
And Verstappen is through once again, and actually quite early on the straight. We'll go for the big dive back down the inside, and we'll manage to get back through with a super aggressive move there.
We've got 4 laps of fuel remaining.
And yeah, just a few laps to go now in this race as Verstappen is piling on the pressure and again gets through very early on the straight. So I'm thinking, you know, I'm struggling now, and I'm worried that if we can't get back through, we might not be able to keep up. But on that occasion, you can see we drop in behind Verstappen, and that might be battle over if we can't keep up on this lap and make a re-overtaking move. So as we continue on, we thankfully were able to keep up, and our failing tyres will not slow us down on the straight. We'll go blazing back through and move ourselves back up into the race lead.
Good job. Nice
On
overtake.
lap 49. But now I'm thinking, is that where I want to be? Because next lap is the final lap, and Verstappen will have the DRS onto that straight. But ultimately, track position is the most important thing. And as we continue on now to the final lap, we actually had the margin to Verstappen and broke DRS finally. So we move on then to the final run towards the checkered flag. It's been a roller coaster of a race, but it's going to be race victory for us here.
A nearly flawless performance here then, and a commanding victory. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
Well, this was won through an abundance of speed and skillful overtakes. Inside, outside, cutting underneath, we saw it all today. And it's really nice to see a Grand Prix won in that manner. A race to satisfy the purists today, I think.
The faces on our top 3 look so incredibly happy as they make their way up to the podium. A much-deserved victory and a brilliant performance from them all.
So it's race victory for us here in Las Vegas. Second place goes to Max Verstappen with Lewis Hamilton in third.
Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
Logan Sargent gets my vote today.
Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Alrighty then. So that concludes the first race here at Las Vegas, and yeah, interesting to say the least. Yeah, I don't even know how to summarize that race. Yeah, 2 red flags. One of them was induced, I suppose, but the other one was a genuine incident between myself and Gasly. But yeah, just a strange race, all in all ways. But anyway, yeah, let's talk about the track itself. A very tough circuit, I have to say. It was quite a lot to get used to. A lot of tricky corners in the first half of the lap, and that back straight is it's really hard to actually put in perspective how long that back straight is. I don't know what it is in total meters, but it's a very, very long section of circuit, and yeah, the DRS there is unbelievably powerful. It could be the single most powerful DRS zone of the entire season. The speed and time you can gain there is just unfathomable, really. So yeah, that's going to be something to watch out for when we do eventually get around to racing here in a My Team or driver career context. But yeah, for now, that is going to be just about it for this one. A fun race, a difficult circuit, and one I'm certainly going to have to get used to over time. But yeah, that is just about going to do it for this one. So I will say thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I really do appreciate it. We will of course very soon be shifting our attention to F1 24, so that'll be very cool when we get to that. But for now, that's all. So I'll say thank you so much for watching all the way to, as I said, all that. Feel free to give us some feedback in the comments. It's always very helpful. Other than that, I'll see you in the next one, and goodbye.